Hello everybody and welcome back to Chris Bosch Props. We are back at it again. I have a few more mods I want to show you on the Spirit Pack here, the full-size Spirit Pack. And these are just some simple mods that just take it to that next level. As some people say, less is more. So let's get into it and let me show you what I'm talking about. So when I first got this pack, there was these little itty bitty switches here that really bothered me. I didn't understand why they didn't put some more realistic toggle switches. But again, it is Spirit Halloween, so my expectations weren't ridiculously high. But when I saw those, they did bother me. And I was trying to think of something I could do or mod to make those stand out and get a little bit better. But I was like, I guess they're fine as is. But then I got a couple emails from some people saying that I should go about and try to model some toggle switches. So I'm not the only one that saw these and was like, kind of underwhelmed. So I went into Tinkercad, my modeling software, and I probably spent, guys, a whole day trying to model some switches to overlay on these ones. Now, not everybody's going to want to hack into this and put real switches in. I'm one of those guys. I don't really plan on digging deep into this and really going all out. I just wanted a simple aesthetic mod to go over those switches and make them look a little bit better. So I wanted to show you guys what I did, but I modeled these switches here. The problem that I was having though is you can't print these in FDM. They're just too small, and the FDM printing, the nozzle printing, just doesn't pick up the detail as well. So I had to bust out the resin printer and print these in resin. Now these switches are just overlays, so I modeled it so the inside it will just overlay over what's there, and you'll have to hot glue it in or super glue. You guys can use whatever glue you like. I prefer hot glue because I'm not damaging the plastic that Spirit gave me. I just didn't want to damage it. I want to kind of leave it as is. Not that this is really going to ever have any real collectible value, but I'm just trying to keep it more as is. On the original packs, there was a push button switch like so, a toggle switch activate switch, and two toggle switches over there. So just like so, I don't actually have these hot glued in because I'm going to paint them to look a little bit better. But I will be selling these. I'm going to sell them as a kit. There's one other mod I did I want to show you guys that will be coming with this kit. But they came out really good. As you can see, that bottom toggle switch, I kind of just put a light spray paint of chrome on it to kind of give it that more metal look of a switch. But I'm going to paint all these up and show you guys what it looks like painted. I'll just be selling the raw cast, so you guys will have to do the painting, but they overlay really good, and it's just going to make it that much more accurate. So the next mod that I did that kind of bothered me was the missing hat light that is right there. That's supposed to go right there in front of this front knob on the wand. On the screen use packs, there is a hat light there that does light up. Again, I'm not going to go in there and add a light. Feel free to do whatever you want to your gun. That's something I'm not going to do. So I 3D modeled a hat light to the exact dimensions of this light. Now I could have modeled something that's a little bit closer to the screen use light, but then I didn't want it to be off from the lights that were given, so everything looks cohesive. And you could just hot glue it on there like so, and then it goes well with the other lights and looks more like what was originally intended. Okay guys, we got the switches painted up. I tried to use kind of a chrome paint that matches that top switch here and kind of the chrome look that they're using, or the aluminum look that they're using to match that. I just used some Krylon Shortcuts chrome that you can get at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. Just did a quick spray, and I had to paint the black for the push button switch, but that's about it. Super simple. You guys can paint these however you want. You can use whatever paint that you want, but that's just what I used. Let's get these hot glued on and let's see how it looks. All right, guys, real quick, if you do purchase this set, I just wanted to let you know that one toggle switch will be slightly bigger than the two here, and that's the activate switch right here. The injected molded plastic that they have here for this switch is slightly bigger than the two up here. I had to model it just slightly larger, so please keep that in mind if you do purchase, that there is one bigger one, so you don't mix it up and think this one doesn't work or vice versa. So yeah, you can kind of tell there. If you do get this set, the hat light does shine through it, so if you did want to add lights and hack into it, you could. I'm not going to, but the white PLA that I am printing these in, it will allow light. Alright guys, so to put these on, you just put a little bit of hot glue. You ain't gonna need very much there. It's gonna get a little bit stringy, but that's okay. Just hold it there for a second, and it'll glue right over that existing switch that's already there. Now, one thing you could do too, if you want to do a switch that's up, you know, like one's activated on, you could surely do that too. It's however you want to do it. Just a little. Look guys, real quick, if you are hot gluing, you can use any glue you want. I use hot glue because I don't want to damage the surface area with a super glue. You just need a tiny, tiny bit of hot glue. And it will get a little bit stringy, but you can clean all that up after. Okay guys, for the hat light, when I modeled it, I did model it hollow inside, and that's just because I wanted to leave the option for anybody that wants to use this and does want to drill a hole for an LED. I was just going to make it solid, but I did keep you in mind, you hardcore modders. And all we're going to do is just going to hot glue it. I'm just going to put a tad bit on there. You don't need a whole lot. Just kind of around the edges, just enough to make it stick there. Get it where you want it. I think that looks perfect. Alrighty, so that's it guys. We are one step closer to looking like a real good proton pack. So there we go, we have our hat light, and we have our more realistic toggle switches that are resin printed and painted. If you buy these, they will just come raw cast, so you'll have to paint them yourself. But man, that looks so good. I'm so happy with that. Also keep in mind guys, I do have my modified gun track there that I 3D modeled myself. I used screen use measurements to model this gun track, and it just slips over an existing box that they have, and you just hot glue it on. You don't even have to drill your V-hook into your spirit wand and damage it. It just goes right on, and the V-hook screws into the gun track. I've pulled this off multiple times, and I've had no issues with that breaking. And also, the gun track comes with my top knob spacer here for the top knob of the thrower, which gives it much more accuracy as well. That's all modeled to the screen use measurements. And yeah, this thrower looks legit now. Here, I'm gonna put it on the pack. So that's one thing my gun track does also guys, is it solves the issue or the problem with the original V-hook being drilled in at an angle, and it makes the wand too parallel. With my new gun track, it does it just right so that you have the proper angle for your thrower so that you can pull it off when wearing it. It almost looks like guys what should have originally been intended, if you know what I mean. It's like, this is how it should have came. But I completely understand why it wouldn't. So yeah guys, we have our new hat light on, our new switches, our gun track, our top knob, and that is looking so much better. Oh yeah. So yeah guys, I will link all of this stuff below for you. I hope you enjoyed the video. I had so much fun modeling these and being creative, bringing those creative juices out.
On fire, I'm gonna push you over the wire. Perfect timing, tight as a drum. You find the battles already won. I'm taking hold of every moment, given strength by the breath of life. I'm gonna stake my claim, I'll fight to survive.